Hello everyone. I, Payal Goswami, Assistant Professor at Silver Oak University. Today I am going to deliver the video lecture on topic X-rays and the radioactivity. The learning objectives of this PPT is importance of the X-rays, and the summary is X-rays and its applications. Now in this slide we can see here is the introduction to the X-rays and the radioactivity. Discover the fascinating world of X-rays and radioactivity, two groundbreaking scientific phenomena that have revolutionized our understanding of the physical world. These both terms are the X-rays and the radioactivity. Now here in this slide we can see the discovery of the X-rays and its production. Now three steps are given. The step 1, in 1879, X-rays discovered by the William Röntgen. In second step, we can see the vacuum tube. X-rays produced by accelerating electrons in a vacuum tube. The third part is the cathode ray tube. Electrons colliding with metal target generate the X-rays. In 1879, German physicist William Röntgen made the groundbreaking discovery of X-rays while experimenting with vacuum tubes. He found that when a high voltage was applied, a mysterious invisible radiations was emitted that could pass through human flesh. This led to the development of modern X-rays production method using the cathode ray tube, where a high energy electron beam strikes a metal target to generate the X-rays. This is all about the discovery of the X-rays, how it discovered and where we have to use, what are the parts of the X-rays, that's all. Now in next slide, we can see we have to study the types and the properties of the X-rays. 4 points are given. Point number 1, the types of the X-rays. X-rays can be classified into the two types, that is the hard and the soft, or diagnostic based on their energy levels and penetrating power. Generally, there are the two types of the X-rays, that is the soft X-rays and the hard X-rays. Now, second is the penetrating power. X-rays have the ability to pass through many materials with higher energy. X-rays penetrating denser substances more effectively. Now, third is the wavelength and the frequency. X-rays have a very short wavelength ranging from 0.01 to the 10 nanometers, and the high frequency from 30 to 30,000 exahertz. This is about the wavelength and the frequency. Now, number 4 is the ionizing radiation. X-rays are a form of ionizing radiations, meaning they have enough energy to remove electrons from atoms and create the charged particles. This is the ionizing radiations. Next slide, we have to see the uses of the X-rays. Here, given that there are the 4 uses of the X-rays. First is the medical imaging, security screening, third is the material analysis, and fourth is the art and archaeology. Now, first, medical imaging. X-rays are extensively used in the medical diagnostic, from routine checkups to detecting fractures, tumors, and other internal conditions. Security screening. Airport security and customs rely on X-rays technology to scan luggage and packages, identifying hidden threats and contraband. This is about the security screening. Now, third is the material analysis. X-rays can penetrate materials, allowing engineers and scientists to analyze internal structure and composition of the objects. Number 4 is the art and archaeology. X-rays imaging helps conservators and historians study the provenance and conditions of artworks and historical artifacts. This is the main use of the X-rays in the field of the art and archaeology. Now next, we have to study the radioactivity, that is the introduction and the characteristics of the radioactivity. Radioactivity is the spontaneous emission of the radiations, such as alpha particles, beta particles, and the gamma rays. From the nucleus of the unstable atom, this natural phenomena occurs when the nucleus of atom is unstable to maintain its current configuration and seeks a more stable state. This is called as the radioactivity. This phenomenon is related to the spontaneous emission of the radiations. There are three types of the radiations, that is alpha, beta, and gamma, that we have to study in the next slide. Now here we can see the properties of the alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. Alpha particles, heavy, slow-moving particles consisting of 2 protons and 2 neutrons, have low penetrating power but can cause significant damage if ingested. This is called as the alpha particles. The example of the alpha particle is the helium-24, because the helium has the 2 protons and 2 neutrons in its nucleus. So this is the example of the alpha particles. Number 2 is the beta particles. The high energy electrons emitted during radioactive decay can penetrate deeper into matter than alpha particles, are less ionizing. This is about the beta particles, and the example of beta particle is the electrons, as already given here. The high energy electrons. This is the example of the beta particles. Next, third is the gamma rays. Powerful electromagnetic radiations with the shortest wavelength, highly penetrating and can pass through the human body, requiring shielding to protect from exposure. This is called as the gamma rays. The example of the gamma rays is the electromagnetic radiations with the shortest wavelength, that is called as the gamma rays. These are the three type of the radioactive particles and their properties. Now in next slide, we have to study the natural and the artificial radioactivity. What is mean by the natural radioactivity and what is mean by the artificial radioactivity? First, the natural radioactivity. Natural radioactivity occurs when unstable atomic nuclei spontaneously emit particles or energy without any external influence. This is a natural process that has been happening since the formation of the universe. This is the natural radioactivity, in which unstable atomic nuclei spontaneously emits the particle or the energy without external influence. Means it is total natural process. So this is called as the natural radioactivity. Number 2 is the artificial radioactivity. Artificial radioactivity is created when stable atoms are bombarded with high energy particles, causing them to become unstable and emit the radiations. This is done in nuclear reactors and particle accelerators for research and medical applications. So this is all about the artificial intelligence, which is used in the research and the medical applications. Third is the nuclear reactions. Both natural and artificial radioactivity involves the nuclear reactions, where the nuclei of atoms undergo the transformations, releasing energy in the form of ionizing radiations. This radiation can be beneficial uses but also possess health risk if not properly contained. This is the nuclear radiations which are harmful under certain conditions. Now in next slide we can see the radioactive disintegration, mean lifetime and the half-life. So first is the radioactive disintegration. Radioactive elements undergo spontaneous decay where the unstable nucleus emits radiations to become more stable. This process is known as the radioactive disintegration. The second important phenomenon is the mean lifetime. The average time it takes for a radioactive atom to decay. That is called as the mean lifetime. The average time for the radioactive decay is called as a mean lifetime. This value is unique to each radioactive isotope. Third is the half-life time. Half-life is the time it takes for half of the radioactive atoms in same sample to decay. It is another important property that characterizes radioactive isotopes. Now in next slide, we can see the applications of the radioactivity. Now there are the two applications given here. First is the medical diagnostics. Second is the cancer treatment. First, medical diagnostics. Radioactive isotopes are widely used in the medical imaging techniques like the X-rays, CT scans and PET scans to diagnose and monitor various health conditions. Number two is the cancer treatment. Targeted radiation therapy such as radiopharmaceuticals is used to treat cancerous tumors by selectively destroying cancer cells. These are the main two applications of the radioactivity. Now, future scope of radioactivity in engineering is discussed in this slide. First is the advanced medical imaging. Second is the nuclear power generation. Third is material science advancements. And fourth is the space exploitation. Now, first we can see advanced medical imaging. Radioactivity will continue to drive innovations in medical imaging technologies, enabling more precise diagnosis and targeted treatments for a wide range of health conditions. Second is the second scope of radioactivity in engineering is nuclear power generation. As the world seeks cleaner energy sources, the application of radioactive materials in nuclear power plants will become increasingly important for sustainable electricity. Now, third is the material science advancements. Radioactive tracing techniques will unlock new insights into material properties and behaviors, leading to improved engineering materials and manufacturing process. This is the third future scope of the radioactivity. Now, the fourth scope of radioactivity is the space exploitation. Radioactive power sources will be essential for powering future space missions and outspots, enabling long duration exploration of the solar system and beyond. So these all are the four future scopes of radioactivity in the engineering. That's all. This is all about the X-rays and the radioactivity. Thank you so much. Thank you for sparing your time here.